we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Three's the charm. Okay, so we're back. So now is, I believe, Juan.
Yes, I chose the movie from 30 years ago called Delicatessen. Okay, so this is quite the odd film. It opens up with somebody looking, you're thinking, why is he hiding in the trash can? And so it starts out that you find out he's the handyman who works in this building, and he's basically knows he's going to be eaten.
How does he know that?
That's why he's trying to escape. This is such an odd film. I don't know what to make of it. This was written and it was written and directed by Jean-Philippe Junet and Marc Caro, as well as Adrien Gilles, I believe, is credited with some dialogue. This was my introducing to Jean-Philippe, Jean-Pierre Junet. He is the one responsible for Amélie. But both of them also did a movie, the follow-up movie to this one, which I also enjoyed, was called City of Children.
Oh, that was a great movie.
You're right. These are bizarre
Movies.
I don't know how, and I'm at words to describe it, because the reason I like this, because even technically, I thought it looked great.
Isn't it great?
Then even the credits, when they showed the credits, and I don't know if you noticed that. In fact, all the Junet's credits are so amazing, because when you see on the screen as he's doing credits, they actually reflect what they do, whether it's sound, art direction, costumes. Wow. So I always like to watch this credit sequence, but this is the one that just had amazing credit scene at the opening. And he also used this actor by the name of Dominique Pignon.
Oh, he's brilliant.
So anyway, what happens is this Dreyfus character, he plays a butcher who basically puts an ad in the paper looking for a handyman to work in this building, because in this dystopian future, there is no food. Things have run out. So in comes this former, I'm assuming performer, circus clown, whatever you want to call him, right? Shows up saying, oh, I saw your ad. And he's saying, no, I don't have an ad. And said, oh, then he doesn't know what to do. And and this is the funny thing is he pays him in lentils. He pays a cab driver in lentils, saying, oh, I don't have I said, oh, I don't want lentils. Like, give me your shoes. So the character ends up wearing clown shoes throughout the entire movie. This sets up the charm, I think, of the main character, because he is a true innocent. He has sort of a positive look where everyone's full of cynicism. The movie has a very dark look to it, which again, I think is a signature look for this Junet. He did the sepia tones, but technically everything, the way it's shot and done, I really enjoyed. So as this new handyman comes up, of course, the handyman meets the butcher's daughter, and the daughter takes a liking to him. So things begin to happen because even the tenants are saying, so when are you going to kill him? We're hungry. We want that.
Right.
So it's hard for me to explain this film because, in my opinion, I thought it was downright hilarious. There are so many charming sequences that are so unusual and so unique, and yet it's so surreal. In fact, Mark Caro is a cartoonist, and it obviously shows in the way this film is actually produced. So I highly recommend this movie if you want to see something sort of fun and unusual. Most importantly, though, what I liked is the very little dialogue. There's not a lot of dialogue. It's all visual, and yet it's telling this story that you just know. And it has a charming love story in the middle. It even deals with, quote unquote, if you want to say environmentalist, or because there are a terrorist group in the movie, and the reason they're terrorists is because they're vegetarians. They're not willing to eat people.
Yeah.
And it just says how horrible this stuff is. Again, I don't know what to say as to what to get you to watch it, only because it's such a unique film. But I highly recommend, if you liked Amelie, for example, you know the surrealness, that's what I'd recommend this one, except to see that this is his first film, and I thought it was wonderful. This is probably one of my all-time favorite films ever. So,
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Oh, me? Oh, yes. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Yeah, I thought it was, it's funny because it's really odd. And it's weird that you find yourself laughing at really odd things.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Yeah, surreal. So it is like a surrealist painting coming to life. And just how weird everything is. And I thought, in the beginning, I noticed that nobody's using money for payment. They're like, okay, so this gives me an idea of what time we're dealing with. And as you signed the trailer, somebody was paying for the. So, but at times the scenes the way they were shot reminded me of like Terry Gilliam.
That's exactly what I thought.
Weird,
very much so.
like,
Right.
really close up to the nose and the face, and almost like the fish kind of look, and great camera angles, great shot. I love the color and the feel of it. I thought that what's the thing I was gonna say on that? I think I was spacing out there.
Come back to us,
Come back. I'm thinking of the techie stuff. Oh, you see, that's not pretty much. Yeah, just enjoy
Well,
it.
there was one character in that movie that I loved. I don't know who remember the lady that's
Sylvia Laguna.
Yeah.
That played the wife the suicidal wife.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my
again,
God.
wonderful character.
Yes.
We have a comment. Somebody was asking where they could watch it.
I saw
When
it
we
on
went.
Amazon. I think it was at Amazon Prime.
Netflix, I believe, or
Was that-
no,
I was
Amazon
on
Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Okay, yes, it was free on Amazon
You
Prime.
know-
That's the only reason I watched
Free on
it. It's like,
Amazon
oh,
Prime,
again.
and you have to
Yeah.
pay. Do you have to pay on Netflix?
Not if you have Netflix.
Oh,
No, but I don't
all
think
right.
it's on Netflix. Yeah, I don't think it is on Netflix. It was Amazon
Jennifer
I
Prime.
think
Yes
you're
is
right.
watching. Hey, Jenny.
Oh,
So, but also, I'm spacing out this thing.
Okay.
That's out my thought that it is.
Well, we were talking about that the suicide.
Oh, yes.
It was she just almost reminded me.
Yes,
Okay, go
I got
ahead.
it. No, you know that they say that the movie, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was, they wanted to make us like a dystopian surrealist version of The Delicate Delinquent, which is kind of weird for me. You know,
You mean Jerry
the
Lewis?
movie, yeah.
They love Jerry Lewis, the French.
Of course,
There you
they
go.
do.
They want to
They
do
do.
like a dystopian version of the movie. I don't know why, but that's it's one of those comments thrown around, but I don't know if it's true or not.
which I can actually see because
Yeah.
that's what the guy's playing. So this hapless, charming, right? Because he really doesn't know what's going on. So he's a real innocent in this, and that's what I can see that.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
I could see Jerry Lewis playing that role actually.
Very much so.
When
Exactly.
you talk about a city of Lost Children.
Yeah.
They actually we're going to do that one first, but they didn't have the budget for it, and they were not famous enough
okay.
directors to
Right.
do that. So they ended up doing this, and a lot of the characters in it are friends of the directors.
Oh, you can see, like I said, Dominic Pignon shows up in other films.
You see. Yeah,
Yes.
there's a
Tiki
couple of guys.
Galdo,
Yes, you do
Rufus,
see-
all
you
these
do see them
characters.
pop up on the other
In
ones.
fact, you see them in Amelie, for example.
This
Okay.
is
I'll see
such
that
a
one.
French movie. This is such a French movie. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
so yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a French movie. It's some futuristic time and it's some
Post-apocalyptic. I can't say the
Yeah.
word.
Seemingly, yes.
and
That's what
yeah,
they
well,
said.
apparently it is. Apparently it's in. We found the
Well,
year.
you know, there's one scene where the female says, "We're entering the age of Virgo,"
Right.
and apparently I was reading that this will place the movie roughly around 12,150 AD. If it was
No.
ancient Virgo. According to modern astrology.
Yeah, because it
Oh,
would be
wow.
we're going into
Interesting.
the age of Aquarius, right?
Mhm.
You just think how 2,500 years in a sign. Come on,
Wow.
it's a long time.
Okay.
So
That is
something
definitely
really
post.
something really terrible has
Post-apocalyptic.
happened. Yes. This guy, this young man, this clown, he's so ready
He-
for
he-
work and
Eager.
eager.
Beager.
They answer
Beaver.
those papers.
Yeah. He's and so, but unbeknownst to him, he's on the menu. So it's really funny. It's really weird and funny, and which shows you. That's why I like the French. They could do the weirdest stuff and make it funny,
Right.
but it's really awful.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's
Cannibalism is very hard to make a
And
funny.
how do you get with
story,
it?
so.
Get away with it? It's French.
Really, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, Patty.
Okay, so I found this movie charming is the perfect word, and I didn't find it that weird. But I watched so many weird movies. It's like I've lost any line of crossing it.
Weirdness.
But tell you the truth, I didn't know it was. And I can't say this word. Post-apocalyptic.
I know.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic.
Yes, I didn't know it was post-apocalyptic.
Mm.
Damn it! You know, in the future. And I didn't know. I knew there was something about the butcher, but I had no clue for the longest time that he was killing people. But just after,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
but you could just tell the way they centered on him at the beginning
The intro,
and the packaging and
And the guy in the garbage thing hiding because he wants to escape.
see. I didn't even know who he was. It was like, okay, something's going on with the butcher. He's
Well-
giving packages.
To be
it's
fair,
got to
you-
be dead people because I've seen so many of these movies. You know what I mean? It's like it's either dead people or gold or something.
Mhm.
But I got to tell you, the costume designer and the set designer deserve.
Mm.
But I didn't realize it was that old of a movie.
Yeah.
Where they made it look so freaking French.
Well, it also felt like a period piece, like from the 30s.
Definitely,
Yes,
or-
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and that's it. You
Exactly.
couldn't really place the period,
Yeah.
right?
That's one reason, like with Quentin Tarantino, one thing that I actually like about him, everything around him is so jaded, awful, violent, whatever. And there's always some kind of beauty in it, whatever it is.
There's a love story. Like in this
Yeah,
one.
in this
Yeah.
one,
There's a
there's
love
a
story.
very sweet love story amongst all this cannibalism.
Right. So
And, yes.
I didn't.
That girl is in love with her dinner.
The girl couldn't see her dinner.
Yeah.
And that was that
that
was one
was
of
the
my
cute-
favorite
that's
scenes
one of the
was
sweetest
the,
things.
when she has him over for
And how
tea
he didn't
and the
show it.
physical part of it.
And how-
yeah.
Yeah, and how he
So
did it
amazing.
like a dance.
Yes.
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 Do you know what I
Remember,
mean?
she counted out the steps because she
Right.
didn't want to wear glasses.
Yes,
Mhm.
Right. So yeah,
She
it
was-
was
it was sweet.
yeah.
It is
It
sweet
was
and
sweet
charming.
in a weird way, in a French way.
See, it's so French. But
Yeah.
you know, when you say that, you kind of know what you mean. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody knows what you mean. But
Well, they take on really interesting. I was saying one of my favorite.
but they can make a bad, like a really like if that was a horror movie, that could be so like gritty. But the French make it funny.
It's funny.
So it doesn't seem so horrible.
You know,
like I didn't think it was that bad. They were
Well,
chopping
I
up.
guess it would be.
Because look, they do it anyway.
Yeah, it's like
That's
turning-
what would happen.
Yeah, it's like turning any topic that Americans would think as weird or whatever topic. French come and don't make it normal.
The-
So you can
yeah.
watch it and feel like you're watching something normal and not realize, oh shoot, I'm watching some really weird topic.
Yeah, but you have to always think if you know the situation, then you can judge it from there. Because if you say, "Oh, it's a movie about a butcher who kills people," and
he shares it. Though.
there's serial killers who do that, bring them into their home and then kill them. But I'm just like arsenic and old lace.
What-
There's actually old ladies that actually do that.
Well, it's
Like,
kind of a way how this community survives through that time period.
Yeah.
Like,
And see, that's what I liked about it because it was, all the actors. That's the thing.
Mm.
See, that what you had said. See, technically, I love the
Oh,
photography.
technical, yes.
I love the art direction and the cost. Everything about it
was French.
was so. But it just captures that period,
was
and it
beautiful.
fits so perfectly. And then the cast. All the weird little characters who are basically residents in the place. I mean, you have a guy who who dresses up like a frog for some reason. And it's the funny thing, he's not starving because he's raising frogs and snails in his apartment, but he's flooding his apartment to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of oddness that is just so bizarre.
See, I still didn't know it was post-apocalyptic and people weren't eating. I was not
Okay.
getting that.
Okay, so have we come to the
Yes.
end of that? Okay, so
Ratings?
yes.
A 5.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, sorry,
Me?
George.
Oh, I'll give it a. I know it's something. I'll give it a 8.
I give it I'm debating between an 8 and a 9. I actually liked it a lot. If you would have told me Terry Gilliam would have done this movie, I would have totally believed it. Right?
Yeah,
It's got that same kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so I'm giving it a 9. I liked it.
I gave this a 9.
No,
this is
holy
literally,
shit.
this is like I said,
my
this is
God.
really one of those movies where I thought it was
Here comes the confetti.
And it just, yeah.
I really thought this was almost the perfect movie for me. Period.
Oh.
Everything
This is
about
kind
it.
of kind of movie you like?
The music, everything. I mean, like I said, I could watch this movie over and over
It
and
is
over
that kind of
again.
movie.
It just has that charm. So,
But I'm being
yeah.
you now.
Does it have to be that you like French cinema or just the movie in general, the way it was done?
Oh yeah, no, just again, see, I like things that are cinematic. So when you go on the
Okay.
big screen, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see the cinema.
Right.
In fact, what is it? Darius Conji, I think, was the cinematographer, and he's the one who they went on to do like Alien 4 and stuff like that. He brought that look. In fact, like the look that Seven had, for example.
Yes.
That sort of sepia tone. That came in the forefront. So, and then with the performances, like I said, everyone's just sort of a
Perfect.
wonderful character in it. I mean, the menacing people are menacing and scary, and yet they can be funny at times. It's just an all around, that's what I said, it's just an all around movie where the acting, the writing, the direction, every part of the production I thought was top notch. And that's so rare, in my opinion.
Yeah. And
But-
with very little budget too.
Exactly. And to see, that's why I said you don't need a big budget to make a really perfect
Oh,
film,
definitely not.
you know?
It's all
Yeah.
creativity.
Okay,
Exactly.
so are we ready
So
to?
we'll be. Nous sommes. We're back.
What?
I'm doing French.
Can we get
We'll be back.
up?